Well, good evening everyone. It's a beautiful night here. 30th of June. Tremendous. Anyway, I'll not last forever. So it's a Vauxhall Insignia and it's a CDTi 2013 model. It's either a 1 litre, 1.9 or 2.2. Details, it's a 2013 Opel Vauxhall Insignia, engine code 2 litre diesel, engine code Lima Bravo Sierra. The customer's complaint is lack of boost and cannot get over 3000 RPM, but funnily enough there is no lights on. The only thing that comes up is service soon. So we've done a full code scan, so you can see engine under boost history, P0299, then a P2263 turbo boost system performance history, immobiliser, that's on history, turbocharger boost system performance stuck history, P2263, and turbocharger vane position not learned. I think the turbocharger's stuck. I would think clogged up. Body control module, ignition accessory, lost communication with. That's the airbag module. And now else. So let's go into engine computer. Codes. This should be exactly the same. Yep, all the same. So let's go back out. Just quite interested to see if how full the DPF was before we went any further, because that could cause some carry on. Let me look through the PIDs. Being honest, I think maybe the best tool for this car is the okay, she's doing it. I think the best tool for this car is probably the Hotel, but it's a bit out of date, but never mind. We've actually rev it. Of course that doesn't tell you much, we're better out on the road, but I've certainly not got any PIDs for the DPF being full or anything like that. Let's see, coolant. There's a boost pressure sensor. So it is boosting, Roddy. Boosting something, so.
Yeah, but when it's under load though.
Well, we'll just clear it and take it a run, what do you think?
Yeah, maybe try that way.
Right. So it comes up with this bonnet open bit. So clear codes, continue codes. Not at the moment, right? I'm going to take it a run. I've cleared the code and that check engine service soon has cleared, so let's take it a run. I'll give it a run there and you can see it's going quite well, because we're boosting at 36.2, at 36.2 psi, so remove 14 for that because that's atmospheric. So you're getting, what, 22 psi? Seems very respectable, and it's boosting up to 4.14 volts, that's good. And there you go, we're getting to 3,700 revs. So you'd imagine that'd be its peak power at that, so it's okay at the moment. Let's go back, see if there's any pending codes. Nothing at the moment, so we'll keep driving her, but she's looking good. Alright. Back into data. So let's keep driving. Better to do a second gear pull. There you go, she's good. So no unless it's just sticky turbo vanes. You can see she's quite responsive. So we're underneath the Insignia and we'll wait for the lorry to go past. Roddy found this pipe. It's hard to get this shot in. See that intercooler pipe? It's wet, it's damp, so we're wondering if maybe there's a wee leak. Oh, it seems to be coming from the top. So, right enough, there is 22 psi going through this, so maybe smoke test it. But Roddy scanned it this morning and these codes have came back. In fact, I'll show you the codes. We think it's this clip here at the top, intercooler hose. Looks awfully suspicious. So Roddy said when he was working away at it, he felt it was a bit loose. So it's these silly clips, you just... That clip there, I thought that was a bit loose. So imagine there's a seal in there. Is give it a test drive. We've cleaned down this pipe with some brake clean. And we're just trying to clean the area around about it. And see how that goes. But I'm trying to phone the main dealers. I can't get an answer, so I would assume there's an O-ring in there. But I suppose you've got to start with the basics first. But there's nothing else looks suspicious that we can see. It's just more oil residue around about this area. Right, so I put a little hotel on it. So this is the following day, so it's got a P2263 and it's turbocharger boost system performance. So we don't know. We assume there's a leak. That's what we can assume. So let's go into data, see if we get any more live data. Alright Gus, engine data. Desired ECT, ambient. Load, accelerate, boost pressure sensor. So this is much the same as what we got on the snap-on. No, we're not getting any more information. So let's come out with that. Engine position data, cruise control, EGR, no. Induction data. What about induction data? Desired boost pressure. Oh, there we go, Roddy. Roddy, we've got a desired boost, so we can maybe get a rattle up and down the road to see what. So that maybe be the big. This will maybe be key to it. So if it's above that, it's overboosting. But if it's under that, which we assume it is, we'll have a leak or a sticky turbo. And so you can see the boost pressure sensor, key on, engine off, 1.61 is the voltage. So that, oh no, that's the pressure sensor. I was actually looking for, there's the one. Turbocharger vane position solenoid command, so it's, the turbocharger was 100%, so the vanes are open at this point, but it's got desired turbocharger vane position 75%, and the turbocharger vane position is at 5%. Well, we need to start that. This is a little potentiometer which is on the turbo. So when you've seen the first bit of the video, it talked about a sticking turbo. I would think it would be that it's referring to. So we'll start it up. You want to start it up, Rudy? That's slowly getting there. Yeah, are you rev, Roddy? That's like a sticky turbo. Let me see this. I think we've got a sticky turbo. So it says desired turbo vane position 80%. And you've seen it, we were only slowly building up there, up to 44, and we're still not 80%. Right, so we're looking at this, so I've had to go away. Roddy's tackled this, so you can see we're in at the turbo. So this is a little actuator rod that controls the opening and closing of the vanes within the turbo. So as I'm just pushing down that feels guy stiff, I would say, so we need to look at that. And the control of this valve, you can see it's done by this big vacuum plenum like you have in Volkswagen, so we need to look at that, and that's fed in via the air, so that comes through there, so that's vacuum actuated. So We'll start the car and we'll see if this one moves first of all, but I think that should move freely and that is stiff. I'll just try and actuate this thing here.
Ah, that's what I was going to do there. Right.
Oh, that's stiff. That's stiff, Roddy.
Right.
So, we don't know if that's stiff because the thing at the bottom is jammed or the vanes are stuck in there. It's moving, but that should be freer than that. You got it?
That's bottomed.
Is that bottomed out?
Listen.
Well, let's start it. It is. But you know, it should move better than that.
It's bottomed out there.
Go and try it. Go and start it. No.
That's the best way to start, I think.
I've never felt them as stiff as that, my man.
Yes, if I go off here. Nothing really.
Nah, just go for it.
Just go for that.
Ah, we can. Because it's a diesel, we can leave everything off and just clear the codes.
Aye.
So when the engine starts, this should be drawn down. Right. Moving very slightly. Stop. She's moving up, but oh, it's moving down too slow. So we think we're on the right track. I think we're going to try and get into the turbo this end and clean the vanes at the exhaust side, because this will be the dirty side, because this side in here, I think you can see that that's spotless. Never have a problem on this side, but the variable vanes are on this side. So let's see how we're going to tackle that. Not unless we do a vacuum pressure test here first of all. Could try that, but very stiff. So Roddy's attached the vacuum gauge, so you can see the vacuum gauge goes into, which I assume is a one-way valve. You can see we've took the pipe off of there, so we're just going to watch this guy go down there. Right, Roddy, go for it. So, and when he releases it, there's a trigger there at the back, my man. Ready? Perfect. So what I think, we'll do it again, Roddy. Ah, that's moving good, eh? Right, so what I think we then need to look at is the vacuum supply to this little module. I would think so, because that looks good. So that's maybe one to watch here. Right, so we've took the scan tool back out and we went into, see that says Turbocharger position solenoid valve. So it's asking, that's the solenoid valve there, but you can see that Roddy's put just about 25 inches of mercury on that valve. So you can see that we're drawing the valve down to 96%. Don't worry about this 75% desired because the engine is not actually running. So, oh, here we go. So okay, so we'll let that go. I'll let the trigger go here and watch it come down. So that's perfect. Take it back up. So that's moving. And you can see it's even giving you in millimeters, so it's got a 12.8 millimeter movement on that rod, and the turbo and that sensor's coming out at 3.76. So let's graph that. If I let that go, there you go. I think that's good enough. Right, check the vacuum supply. We're now connected into that solenoid valve. You can see there, or the outtake. So the turbocharger vane position solenoid, which that is, it's looking for 100%. So when Roddy starts the car, we should get immediately, 30 inches of vacuum. So go for it, Roddy. That's slow to build up. Very slow, so you can see that's looking for 79%. So I think it'll need it. Here we rev, Roddy. I'm going to get that wee tap. So what we're going to do is give this a little tap, see if it comes back to life. Tap it down there. Oh, there, Roddy. So you can see we're only getting 5 inches of mercury, not very much at all. No unless it's in default mode. We'll take that off and we'll see how much supply we've got going into this thing. I wasn't looking at that. So this pipe here will go all the way, I'd imagine, to the vacuum pump. That's the vacuum pump at the end of the cylinder head. So we'll plug into that and see how much inches of mercury we get there. And if we get good there, we're looking at this little chappy or his associated wire. Oh, Roddy. Oh no, is that just, that's not a bad wire, is it? No, it's just the plastic, just the plastic. Right, we're going to try that test. So that's this directly into the vacuum pump, so Roddy's just going to start that, see what we get there. That's slow. See that I've took that pipe that goes up to the vacuum pump and I've drew it down, so you can see that I'm holding 23 inches of mercury. So I would say the integrity of that pipe to the pump is good. So I'm now questioning the pump. And I know sometimes low oil level can affect these pumps on a Vauxhall. I'm sure I've read that or heard that. So let's check the oil level. Take it for there. So we've just checked the oil level. Plenty of oil, so we can rule that out. A bit more complicated than I thought, this pump. So this will be a Petersburg. So we think the small vacuum is taking off of this connector here, so I've connected my vacuum gauge to that. So you can see that this pipe goes down and it runs under there and it looks to go into this block here, whatever that is, because you've got this pipe coming off, it goes up to the one that we're concerned about, and then you've got another pipe. Where's he going? He's going into the back of this valve block here. So so we're going to see how many inches of vacuum this thing pulls on its own, so at least we can rule that out. The other vacuum connection to it, that goes to the brake vacuum, or brake booster as the Americans call it, so you can run that all the way around there and see how it goes at the back there. Where that yellow label is, it goes at the back of the vacuum unit for the brakes. So let's go and measure vacuum on that. Well, there you go. So direct from the pump, that's a good reading. So that's 27 inches of mercury. So we're good from the pump. So it's something from the pump. I'll just put it on. You also see that the pump's holding, which is good. So a problem is from this pipe in the pump into this little thing here, which I don't know what it is, like a valve block. But seems to be on a plate held in, is it? See if I can see anything underneath where that goes into this thing here. We found the problem. So I was going after this little valve block down here, but you can see there's oil residue within that. And I'll focus on that. See, there's oil in that, so what I think it has done, well, it's definitely slack. See the pipe? The pipe it goes into that is soft. So that just fell away. I wonder if that's what's our leakage. Our leak is. So you can see that the oil's made that, what's the word, soft and expanded, and So I think if we snip the end off of that and see if we get a result from there. Mucking about, you want to have that ready, man? We believe that this plastic valve block is our issue. Now we tried smoke testing it, that wouldn't happen because it can't take a pressure. But when we were drawing a vacuum down on it, from that it was slow, it was leaking down too fast. So we've came up with this modification because this guy's going away before we can sort this. So what we've done is we've came off the main feed for vacuum components and we've put in a T-piece. And with the first bit of T-piece, sorry, going down this way, that feeds this main vacuum block which goes underneath this. And our second feed, we've went direct to the turbo solenoid, so that's getting a good 30 inches of vacuum. And when we then start the motor, Roddy will show us this, rather than taking an age to go down, you can watch this, this thing flies down. Right, Roddy? There you go. So, perfect. Let's take it a run, see if we've solved the problem, and we can live to fight. Modification done. Now you can see our turbocharger vane positions at 78%, or another one is at 75%, so that's our desired as opposed to our actual, so we're a lot higher than what we were yesterday. So our big problem here is we're worried that maybe it would overboost, but we can just try it as it goes along. I do not know. Well, it's doing what it wants already. It's gone down to 49%, so I mean that's. It's matching. Though in the turbocharger vane position, that millimetres, maybe it's update rate of the. Though that is moving. So. Right, I'll update you if we have problems, but it's looking good. It's looking good. Hopefully I've not spoken too soon, but I think we can call that a fix. It seems to be responding, and the turbo vane positions percentage is lowering, so I think that's all good. So I'll call that a fix, but it would be better to get that valve block assembly, but if any have changed that or know how much it costs, they can chime in, but we'd reckon it'd be expensive. More meaningful data where you see the desired boost pressure compared to the actual boost pressure, and they mirror each other spot on. That's again at the boost 260. That's good, Roddy. There we go. I didn't think we can complain about that. Looking good.